Hey Taurus, what's poppin'? It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy, here to do a quick reading for you. This is going to be Uranus in retrograde. Uranus has been in your house, your first house, for a minute now. And what is it, two? Is it been about 2 years now? I forget how long it's been, but it's been in there for a minute. And so you've already been feeling the effects of Uranus. And Uranus is going to officially go into retrograde on the 19th, and it's going to be in retrograde in your first house until January 18th of 2022. So Uranus is, as you already probably have been experiencing, it's the energy of surprise. It's the energy of rebellion, anarchy, the renegade in you. So some of you could be feeling, because you've gone through some changes, and it's in your first house. So psychologically, hold on. Now my throat want to start messing up because I'm talking to you. Always with y'all. Y'all rule the throat chakra. Let me take a sip. Always with my Tauruses, but I love y'all to death. But I'm gonna need you to give me my throat back and stop playing. So, like I was saying, Uranus has been in your first house for a minute now, and the first house has to do with your psychological makeup. The way you see things, as far as how you're wired, basically. So Uranus is coming to your first house, and it's changed some things in you, and the people around you may be looking at it like, what's wrong with you? You acting different, or you're acting funny, or you're not acting the same. That's because Uranus comes in and stirs things up. That's what Uranus does. Uranus is the planet of, I don't like this no more. I'm not allowing this no more. Where you could have been just this way for 20 years. And then all of a sudden, you acting different, and your family is looking at you like, oh, and your friends, oh, you different now, or you cutting them off, and you're not dealing with them anymore. It's because you've dealt with the bullshit with them for so long. And now it's to the point where Uranus comes into your first house and is like, nah, we changing everything up. We rebelling against all this bullshit, things that don't make sense, things that not right. We changing all that. Because, Uranus rules boycotts. It rules protests. It rules disagreements. It rules homosexuality. So maybe some of you are going through some changes in reference to your sexual preferences, and you may be dealing with that. It rules nervous conditions, nervous disorders. I was just in the store yesterday, and there was a gentleman in there who had Tourette's. I don't know if you're familiar with Tourette's syndrome, but it's a syndrome where people just have outbursts. They could just be sitting there, and then it's like, blah, 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 whatever it is they're saying. And, it'll scare the shit out of you if you're in a grocery store and you don't know what the hell going on. But I seen the guy, and I, looked at him real quick, because I seen Tourette's before. I know what it looks like. So I'm like, oh, okay, he just got Tourette's. Where, the security was walking up to this guy, talking to him, looking at him, and following him around in the store. And I'm just like, poor man. He's just trying to get his groceries like everybody else. But, I don't know if he didn't take his medicine that day, or if his medicine wasn't working, or whatever. But, yeah, he was going ham in the store for a little bit. But and then today there's a park about 2 blocks away from my building, and there was a woman out there, and she was, because I was recording somebody else's video earlier. Excuse me. And I'm like, yo, if you guys hear that in the background, somebody yelling, it's because they're out there protesting at the little park. So, Uranus is in full effect. Uranus in retrograde is in full effect. We've been in the pre-shadow stages since the 5th of this month. So, like I said, you guys have had this in your first house, so you've already been going through change and rebellion within yourself, and as a result, it could be you rebelling against the people around you. So, when Uranus is in retrograde, this is how it goes down. Things around you in the area of your, how people see you, because we're dealing with the first house. The first house deals with how you present yourself and how others see you. All right. And it also has to do with your early environmental influences and your physical appearance, and self-awareness. Okay. So these things around you, external to you, are changing. So the way people are treating you may be changing. And so you're looking at how people are treating you, and what you're going to do with Uranus and retrograde is you're going to be like, wait a minute, it's going to trigger something in you to make you look at, why is this person treating me this way? Or why are they not treating me, in a manner in which I deserve? And so as a result, it's going to make you change your way of looking at them. So, and what's going, and the crazy part about it is, because Uranus has already been in your first house, you've already been going through some internal changes. people have already started trying to, treat you differently as a result of you wanting to change the way things are in your life. Prime example, you could have some friends that you've grown up with for a very long period of time. When Uranus came into your first house, you may have started questioning their intentions or the level of friendship. Maybe it's just something that you're outgrowing, and people outgrow each other all the time. It don't have to be nothing more than that. It's just we've outgrown each other. We've been friends since grade school, and it's like now we're here in our mid-20s, about to go into our 30s, and people just going in different directions in life. But sometimes it's not always a pleasant going in different directions. Sometimes it's a fight that comes about because of somebody's behavior, the way they've been treating you, and maybe it has something to do with self-esteem, self-value, self-worth, and you didn't appreciate it, and you just got tired of it. So Uranus came in, and then you're like, yo, I'm not fucking with this person anymore, or I'm not talking to them anymore, or you went off on them, and they're looking at you like, what's wrong with you? And it may have come off as a surprise to them because they're used to treating you a certain way, and you never said anything. Well, now you're getting tired of that, or now you've noticed that it makes you feel a certain way. So now you're like, wait a minute. I notice now you've been talking to me suspect for a minute. I don't like it. I'm going to need you to check that. And they're looking at you like, what do you mean? And so psychologically what's been going on is they've been treating you that way or talking to you this way for so long. It's like that's what they got used to. So now all of a sudden out of the blue, to them, it's like you got a problem. And so they're automatically, as a response to, you commanding your respect, now they're going to respond in a certain way. And the way that they respond back to you is going to make you stop and look at how you look at them, how you receive them, how you've allowed them, you're going to go through that whole thing. So that's just an example of what you may experience with Uranus going into retrograde in your first house. You may have outgrown some family members and some friends, and you may just be putting a stop to the disrespectful bullshit, or maybe you realize what you didn't realize before. Maybe before you didn't see it as disrespect, and now you do. Like how you got these stupid little nicknames. Like in the hood, we grew up, for some of you may not understand this, some of you may relate, but some of us, we grew up in the hood. Like I'm dark skinned, right? So how you have people calling each other blackie, little stupid shit like that you did when you was kids and you was ignorant. And so maybe, now that you're an adult, and this happens in the hood a lot, and we all know this, you may still, shut up, blackie, da-da-da, like, yo, stop talking to me like that. That's disrespectful. Like, what you talking about? I've been calling you, da-da-da. Little stupid shit like that, where it's just like, yo, and then you're going to stop and look at, like, oh, why is this person calling me that? That's disrespectful. You know what I mean? And then you understand where that energy came from, and you realize, yo, that's disrespectful. We're not going to do that no more. But yet this person may not be elevated like you. You know what I'm saying? And that causes conflict, and then you don't talk to this person no more. That's a stupid example, but that's real to some people. Some people don't like being called bullshit nicknames that they were called when they were a kid. It's like, grow up. We're not doing this no more. But at any rate, let's get some energy here just to see what the universe may want you to take a look at with this retrograde energy. Ooh, baby, look at that. Now, Uranus is the planet of surprise. Now, a surprise could be good, okay? It could definitely be good. So this could be this is a positive time for you, okay? With Uranus going into retrograde. So I like this energy for you, so I think positive things are coming your way. So if you've been cutting people out, that's good. You should have, okay? That's what you were supposed to do. Even though it may feel fucked up, it may hurt. Some of it may be family, some of it may be long-term friends. But the universe is telling you, you've been doing a good job so far, and now is a lucky time. All right? 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 is the representation of the major arcana of death, which is your opposite polarity, Scorpio energy, and that's all about transformation. So you're going through a transformation. A lot of you have been going through a transformation for a minute, as long as Uranus has been in your first house. And I feel like it's been there for about a year or two thus far. So a lot of you are going through transformations. So you're outgrowing situations, person, places, things that were cool with you before, and now you're not because you're ascending. So like I said, this is going to affect a lot of people around you, people you used to deal with. You may be outgrowing these relationships. You may be connecting and connecting with more like-minded people now. With that, now is a lucky time. But let's get an E card here and see what else the universe has to say about that, and we'll wrap up this reading. I just want to give you some general examples of what you might experience with Uranus going in retrograde in your first house Being as though the first house represents how people see you. So we have magnanimous me. Let's see what magnanimous me is all about. Number 27. So, magnanimous me. So this is the time when your true nature to... I'm sorry, hold on. Okay, so this is the time for your true nature to bloom like a cactus in the spring. You are nothing but a ball of love. And the only thing you really want is love, is to love up on everyone. Now, this is a good time to get in touch with that higher truth and free your generous spirit. Kindness, anyone? So it's like you want to be kind to people. You know what I'm saying? You want to be generous to people. So your transformation could be making you more of a more empathetic, sympathetic person. But you want to show your true nature and you want to be truly who you are. I feel like for some of you, the people around you, they don't allow you to be you. You know, they may have a problem with your transformation and your growth. So I feel like now is a lucky time means that you will meet people who will accept you as who you are. Because like I said, you're going through a transformation. You're shedding old skin, meaning you're shedding old friends and family members who are not willing to accept the new you. You know, and those are the people you get rid of, right? And so now is a lucky time because you're going to be meeting people who are going to be able to accept you for you. So that's beautiful, all right? And this magnanimous me is just reiterating that. So I like that energy for you. So, like I said, this is going to be a real quick read, but just to give you some general information on how, you know, Uranus may be affecting you in your first house in retrograde. I want to thank you guys for checking out the video. If you need a personal, feel free to reach out. My information's in the box below, and I will see you in your next reading. Peace out, Taurus.